Hello guys, welcome back to my another After Effects tutorial. In this After Effects tutorial, we are going to create this. Here you can see, I have already imported the files requires for this project. You can download all of them for free from below link in the description. Now let's see how to create the trailer title. Create a new composition. Name it as Title 1. For this composition, I will set the time duration to just 5 seconds. Now let's create a new solid layer. This will be our background layer. For this background layer, in Effects and Preset, search for Gradient Ramp. Add it to the solid layer. Here you can set the color of your choice, or set the same color as I am going to use in this tutorial. Set ramp shape to radial ramp. Perfect. Now from Project Panel, add the grunge texture image file to the timeline. For this texture, in Effects and Preset, search for Curves. Add it to the texture media file. Now slightly adjust the curves as shown. For texture, change mode to luminosity. Slightly adjust the scale value. Perfect. Now from Project Panel, add the clock media file to the timeline. Change mode to Add. For media file, let's set the opacity, set it to near about 30%. Now add the fire particle media file to the timeline. Change mode to Lighten. Now add the smoke media file to the timeline. Change mode to Add. For smoke, let's set the opacity to 50%. Perfect. Let's create a new adjustment layer. For adjustment layer, add the curves. Now adjust the curves as shown. You can see the preview. Now select all the layers. Pre-compose them. Name it as background. Now from Project Panel, add the lava texture media file to the timeline. Let's scale it. Perfect. Now for this media file, in Effects and Preset, search for Turbulent Displace, add it to the texture image. For Displace, let's add the evolution expression. While pressing Alt key, click on Stopwatch of Evolution. Now enter time 50. Perfect. Now in Effects and Preset, search for Offset. Add it to the texture media file. At start of the timeline, create keyframe for Shift Center. At end of the timeline, change center position as shown. You can see the preview. Now let's recompose the layer. Name it as Reflection. Select Move All Attribute into New Composition. Now let's add the text. Here I am using Biba's new font family, font style to bold. Align the text to center. Now let's animate this text layer. In Animate, select Tracking. At end of the timeline, create keyframe for tracking. At start of the timeline, increase tracking amount as shown. Select keyframes. Change keyframe assistant to Easy Ease. Now adjust the speed graph as shown. Perfect. Now let's recompose this text layer. Name it as Text 1. Now for reflection, change Track Matte to Alpha Matte Text 1. For reflection composition, in Effects and Preset, search for CC Blob Eyes. Add it to the reflection composition. In Blobiness, change Blob Layer to Text 1. Property to Alpha. Now let's set softness to 15. Set cutaway to 10. In Light, change light type to point light. You can set the light position. Perfect. Now let's create a new adjustment layer. In Effects and Preset, search for Curves. Add it to the adjustment layer. You need to adjust the curves as shown. Perfect. Now select Reflection, Text and Adjustment layer, pre-compose them. Name it as Lava Text 1. For this composition, in Effects and Preset, search for Drop Shadow, add it to the Lava Text composition. For shadow, set opacity to 100%. Increase distance and softness value as shown. Set it according to your text. Perfect. Now let's create a new adjustment layer. Now in Effects and Preset, search for Optics Compensation, add it to the adjustment layer. Now at 20 frames, create keyframe for Field of View. At start of the timeline, change Field of View to 100. Select Reverse Lens Distortion. You can see the preview. If you want, you can increase the Field of View value. For the adjustment layer, in Effects and Preset, search for Curves, add it to the adjustment layer. Slightly adjust the curves as shown. Now create a new solid. Name it as Color. Now double-click on this rectangle tool to create mask. For Mask 1, select Inverted. For Mask, let's increase the mask feather value. Reduce the mask expansion value, as shown. Now let's create light leak. Create a new solid layer. Name it as Noise. For this noise layer, in Effects and Preset, search for Fractal Noise, add it to the Noise layer. For Noise, set Contrast to 120, Brightness to -50. Complexity to 1. In Transform, increase Scale value to 2500. Now let's add Wiggle expression for Offset. While pressing Alt key, click on Stopwatch of Offset, add Wiggle to 500. Now let's add Time expression for Evolution. While pressing Alt key, click on Stopwatch of Evolution, add Time 300. You can see the preview. Perfect. Now for this noise layer. In Effects and Preset, search for Hue and Saturation, add it to the noise layer. Select Colorize. Here you can set the hue value to set the color you want. Set saturation to 70. Now in Effects and Preset, search for Fastbox Blur. Add it to the noise layer. Set iteration to 1. Increase the blur value as shown. Select Repeat Edge Pixels. Now let's recompose this noise layer. Name it as Light Leak. Change mode to Add. For Light Leak composition, set opacity to near about 50%. Now let's create a new camera layer. Change the lava text composition to 3D. Let's create null object. Change it to 3D, parent camera to null object. For null, press P to bring up position. Now at 20 frames, create keyframe for position. At start of the timeline, increase the position value as shown. Select keyframes, change keyframe assistant to easy ease. Now adjust the speed graph as shown. Perfect. Now again create a null object. Change it to 3D, parent null 1 to null 2, for null 2, press P to bring up position. At start of the timeline, create keyframe for position. Now at end of the timeline, reduce position value as shown. Perfect. You can see the complete preview. Here our title 1 is created. Now let's see how to create multiple compositions. In Project Panel, let's create duplicate of this text 1 composition. For text 2, let's change the text. Here we will add our second text. Perfect. Now let's create duplicate of this lava text composition. In second lava text composition, we need to replace this text 1 composition with text 2 composition. While pressing Alt key, drag and drop text 2 over text 1. Now let's create duplicate of this title 1 composition. For title 2, here we will replace this lava text 1 composition with lava text 2 composition. While pressing Alt key, drag and drop the lava text 1 over lava text 2. You can see the preview. Perfect. Now let's see how to bring them into single composition. Create a new composition. I will name it as trailer. For this composition, I will set time duration to 10 seconds, as there are only 2 compositions. Now add the title 1 and title 2 composition to the timeline, place them one after the other. Now let's add the cinematic frame. Create a new solid layer. Name it as frame. Now double-click on the rectangle tool to create mask. For mask 1, change path. Change unit to % of source, change top to 10%, bottom to 90%. Select inverted. Now let's see the complete preview. perfect. Similarly, you can create multiple text and title compositions and create your trailer. Thank you guys for watching this tutorial. See you next week with another awesome tutorial.